Hello everyone, this is Sebastian Keynes with another Raid Shadow Legends presentation. And today we're going to be discussing one of the most annoying elite quests that is usually available in the one sometimes that is only left, especially after you forget the clan quest free reset. And that is the Block Revive on the Ice Golem minions, stage 20 or above. And so for this presentation, I'm going to show you a comp that I came up with to clear this clan quest and do it in a minimal amount of runs as possible as well. The comp requires 5 champs, 5 specific champions. And there is some substitutions that can be made if you are lucky enough to have those legendary. So the 5 specific champions for this run are going to be Prince Kymar, Zavia, Renegade, and here you can see 2 Tauruses. Both Tauruses are at 50. They do not need to be at 60. If you're lucky enough to have 2 Kalvalaxes, you can replace them for the Tauruses. If you're lucky enough to have 1 Kalvalax, you can replace them for one of the Tauruses. Renegade here can also be replaced by another Kymar. So that's another option that you have available. But the key champion here are going to be Zavia, and you need to have 2 reset champions. In this case, I'm using Kymar and Renegade. My Zavia right now, I have her in Regen and Perception because she's the one that's actually going to finish the run for us. She's going to be the one taking down the boss. And another thing about Zavia, Zavia's A3 does need to be booked for this run to actually be successful and not fail in clearing the waves. So just briefly about the Zavia. The Zavia gearing is actually one that I picked that I found to be the minimum required to clear the dungeon run. So I left her at 80,000 health, 2,000 defense, with 160 resistance and 243 accuracy. Whether she has damage is not that important because most of the work that Zavia is doing is due to her poisons and the catalyst in all 3 rounds of the dungeon run. Now, I'm going to start at 211 speed. And because of the mastery, she's actually going to gain 18 for the second wave and on the boss. But she needs to be the slowest one on this comp because she needs to go after the Tauruses have loaded the poisons on the waves and on the minion. In terms of masteries, I have selected the offense 3 here. To do as much damage as possible on the first hit, and also here to gain some speed for the second wave. And I went on the support side to get the accuracy, the Laurel Steel for the extra stat, and then Oppressor here, which increases the turn meter field rate by 2.5% for each active debuff this champion cast, and it can stack up to 10%. And I avoided War Master because I don't really want to proc the Frigid Vengeance on classes if at all possible. Kymar, the masters are regular for Kymar. I went Eagle Eye for the or actually this is an arena build to get the extra accuracy, but really he's just there to, number 1, load up some poisons on the waves if possible, if it crits, and also to just do the reset of the cooldown. Same thing with Renegade. Renegade is booked. I have her there to be just offer me the resets, and she's actually in a build for Ice Golem and Fire Knight that actually is dependent on Seer, and that's why she's in the shield set. But the key thing about the Renegade is that she needs to be squishy, and she needs to be the slowest one because she's the one that's going to reset the second on the second wave. The Tauruses, they're at 50. They do need to have their A3 booked, however. get this to a 4-turn cooldown. Same with the second one. So the A3 needs to be booked. Masteries, none. You can use them at 15, you can leave them at 15. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the run, and at the end of the run, I'm going to show you the presets, and I'll make some final commentaries about how to further set this up as you what to look out for as you set this up. So with that, let's go to the Ice Golem. Okay, so we come back here and replaying the run, there are a couple of things that I want you to look out for as you set this up. The reason that I'm having in that little first step, the reason that I had Kymar go first is because if it does crit, he does give me the extra poison, and so you're trying to eliminate as much of the RNG as possible. And so as Zavia loads up a little bit more, loads up additional poisons, now you can have the Tauruses load up these poisons here, and now you're full. And you're pretty much sure to take down this wave now that you have more than 8 poisons placed on each one of them. The other thing that I also wanted to emphasize, as you saw, is that it says the Zavia is a 219, I believe, but then she gains 18 speed on for this wave and on the bus, and she's actually now at 233, 234, and I have found that the sweet spot is around that range, that 232 and above speed, to make sure that the seekers here don't lap her. So try to make sure that as you with the masteries and as you get your build, you try to stay above that 230-ish mark to make sure that these seekers here do not take a turn, because if they take a turn and they boost the wave, they will take you down. And then finally, here on wave 3 is another spot where this could fail based on RNG. And it's on the minions, actually. So if you look here, the 2 Tauruses loaded 7 poisons on this minion and the actual 8 on this minion. What you will figure out is that in some cases, Tauruses do not load more than 7. And so actually, you're going to need at least 7 poisons to land to take down the minions and then block revival. If for some reason you don't get more than 7 poisons, it most likely will not bring down the minion, and the run can fail because those minions do hit hard. And it often does not allow enough time for Zavia to take enough turns to recuperate some of the health and be able to take down the minion in the bus by herself. But I have often set up to complete the quest 50 runs, especially if there's a tournament going on, and sometimes I get 1 failure out of the 50, 1 or 2 failures out of the 50, and it's really all RNG dependent based on whether the poisons land on the minions or not. So with that, if you have any questions, please go ahead and submit them in the comment sections, and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. And I really do want to thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. Goodbye.